What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are not going to be talking a lot about succulents, but we are going to be talking about how to paint our pots. A lot of people have asked me this question: what paint do I use to paint my concrete pots? I tend to use acrylic paints, but there is a process what I do in order to paint these concrete pots, because we all know concrete pots are very porous. It's very difficult to paint them when they are dry. So what I do over here, I'll show you the entire process. Whenever I make concrete pots, I leave them, after I have unmolded the concrete pots, I leave them in the water for almost a week so that they can cure. Please cure your concrete pots. If they don't, or if they are not cured properly, they will crack within a week or within a month. So over here, these concrete pots have been sitting in this water for almost a week, and this is the right time when I can go ahead and paint these concrete pots. Now as you can see, because these pots are very porous, they have absorbed a good amount of water and they are kind of moist. You'll understand why I moisten the pots before I paint them. You'll get an idea about it in the later part. So once I feel that they are ready after a week, I take them out from the tray of water. I leave them aside for around 5 minutes so that the excess water can dry off. So over here I'm using the black acrylic paint because I prefer the pots of my succulents to be darker in color. They tend to enhance the color of our succulents, which already have really vibrant color. You'll also notice that this is the second time that I'm dipping my brush in the paint. So the first time I dipped once, and this is the second time, and you can see within the two dips itself I have kind of completed the entire pot with just two dips of the paint. So you can see it was pretty easy, and the paint also tends to spread evenly. This was the third time, so 3 times that I have dipped my brush in the paint, and this is going to be the 4th time because I'm using the paint on the edge of the pot. You can see how easily the paint tends to spread around because the pot is moist, the concrete pot is moist. I will also give you an example on painting a dry pot that was not moist, a completely dry concrete pot, so you will be able to get a fair idea of how things can be very difficult if the concrete pot is completely bone dry. So now we have completed painting our concrete pot. It was very easy, just took a couple of minutes, and you can see, of course, if I need, I can do a double coat, but as of now, I will leave it aside. And over here, I have another concrete pot, which is completely dry, and you'll be able to see what the issue is. So I'm going to dip the paint and I'm going to apply it on this dry concrete pot, which is very porous. So the moment I start applying it, you can see the paint starts to dry much faster, even though I have dipped it in water, but only one side. I think I just applied only one side. By the time I'm applying on the second side, you can see it's completely dry, which means that I will have to again use some more paint, and this is going to be very difficult because every time I touch the surface of the pot, because it is porous, it's completely porous, it is going to absorb that moisture from the brush, and it is going to be almost impossible to apply the paint. Again, as you can see, it's completely dry. So in this way, I'll end up using a lot of paint just to paint this entire pot. You can see it's already dry. I just dipped it a second ago, and it's not going to be very seamless. It's going to be very difficult to paint the entire pot, and you are going to end up using a lot of paint. You will end up using so much of paint in order to coat the pot, and still there are going to be some areas that are going to look patchy, and you'll again end up putting another coat, so it is going to waste a lot of your paint. So now that we are done painting our pot, so after an hour, I have gone ahead and added some succulents. My succulents were already having a good amount of intense, vibrant color on them. But now the black shade of our pot is enhancing the color even more. It's giving a more pop of color on my succulents. And that's why I always prefer to keep my succulent pot color on the darker shade so that they can enhance the color of my succulents, because a lot of times if the pot color is very strong or if it's very bright, it can overpower the succulents or the color of our succulents, because we want our attention to go on the arrangement of succulents and not on the pot. So this kind of enhances the beauty of the arrangement. So that's it for today, guys. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep propagating.